Care how you cut it or slice it, I don't know how in the world anybody could say in the first 5 or 6 years that somehow Trout is better than DiMaggio. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Tom Verducci. I don't care if it's Busteroni. DiMaggio's got him beat by 40 points in batting average. He's got him beat in home runs, and he's hitting in a think about that for a minute. He's got more of an average of home runs than Trout does, and Trout plays in these bandboxes where they want to do is hit home runs. And DiMaggio's playing at Yankee Stadium where it's 463 to straightaway center field. You could put two stadiums together in baseball today. They're now 463 to an outfield fence. And then DiMaggio destroys them in RBIs. And then if you go to the 6th year, DiMaggio hitting 56 consecutive games. So no matter what you do, I don't know how you could do that. Now, I'm going to look at Williams in the first 5 years. And this is for Steve Phillips, who I think forgot that DiMaggio was in World War II. And I love Steve. He's a good guy. Anyway, here's that's what Torrey told me. He says, Chris, geez, I mean, he didn't know. I'm not a history major. Even I knew that one. Here is Ted. Teddy Ball. Oops. As I hit my headset, I deserve that. Here is Ted in his first 5 years. This is for Steve Torrey, and this is for you know what this is for? This is for Mike Babchak, who doesn't know who the Splinter is. Here is Ted in his first 5 years. You tell me if Trout's better than this. Year 1, he was 21, all right? 327, 185 hits, 44 doubles, 31 homers, 145 RBIs, and 131 runs scored. How about that? 64 strikeouts. You think Trout's better in year 1? Year 2, Ted, 344, 43 doubles, 23 homers, 134 runs, led the league, 113 RBIs. And by the way, he led the league in RBIs his rookie year. You think maybe, how about that for Mike? Year 3, 1941, 406, 185 hits, 37 home runs, 135 runs scored, 120 RBIs. Led the league in walks. How about that? Year 4, 1942, 356. This is after hitting 406. 356, 186 hits, 36 stingers, 141 runs scored, led the league. 137 RBIs led the league, and 145 walks. Yeah, he led the league. 46 would be year 5. 46. Now he had a broken elbow in the postseason, but in year 5 for Ted, he had 342, 176 hits, 38 homers, 142 runs scored, 123 RBIs, and 156 walks. Now, hold on now. Which one is better? Go ahead, tell me. And if you want to look at black type, which I love, Williams in those first 5 years has 5, 7, 9 significant ones. 9, 10, 11, 14 black types. 14. And if you want to go to year 6, just for the hell of it, in 47, Ted, 343, 32 homers, 114 RBIs led the league, 125 runs scored led the league, 162 walks led the league. Oh, by the way, the strikeouts in the 30s and 40s. Hello? It is it's embarrassing. I mean, to be fair, and this is why I can't deal with the sycophants. And you know who you are out there, who sit there and try to tell me that Trout in his first 5 years, and this is year 6, is as good as these two guys. I mean, I know you're going to give me WAR, and you're going to give me this, and you're going to give me that. Now, Williams was not a great outfielder, and he was indifferent in the finer points of the game. All right, but the bottom line in baseball is you could be a ballet arena in the outfield, and you could be Renato Nehemiah. If you can't hit, you're not playing. And the bottom line is you impact the game 4 times, 5 times a day with your bat, not with your glove. And Ted is by far. Let's just look at Ruth, since I'm on the subject of it, because everybody wants to look at Ruth. All right, we'll look at Ruth just from a standpoint. Forget pitching. We won 20 games every year. We'll look at Ruth first 5 years. Now these are the guys who think he's Ruth. Now Ruth, the Babe Ruth. He's as good as Ruth. This is for Busteroni. All right. First 5 years with Ruth. I can't do you. I'm not going to give you 1918 because that's not fair. I'll start in 1919, all right, where he was pretty much an everyday player. 1919, 322, 657 slugging, 29 homers, 114 RBIs, 103 runs scored. This is an era where nobody hit home runs. 1920 with the Yankees, 376, 54 homers, 137 RBIs, 158 runs scored. How about that? Ruth. And don't forget, he's at Yankee Stadium. He's at Polo Grounds. The Yankee Stadium wasn't built yet. 1921. What the hell? This is for Babchek, who doesn't never heard of Ruth. 378. This is his best all-time year. Look at this. Now, you tell me that Trout, if this is it. In 1921, Ruth's 26 years of age. This is his third year as an offensive player, his second year with the Yankees. In 1921, Ruth hit 378. And remember, nobody's doing this. Nobody's hitting home runs. He's hitting 378. He's got an 846 slugging. He's got 204 hits, 44 doubles, 16 triples, 59 home runs, 177 runs scored, 171 RBIs, and 144 walks. Strikeouts, 81. Now, I'm not even going to go any further than that because you get the idea. Now, I got to listen to guys, and I love Verducci, but I got to listen to people tell me that Trout, he's one of the greatest players in the history of the sport. When I just gave you Babe Ruth's third year in New York, when nobody did this, nobody. When Ruth hit, this is for Steve Phillips, 370 he hit, and Steve doesn't know Steve wouldn't know what year Ruth was traded to the Yankees. But in 1920, and I love Steve, but outside of 1980, he's lost. Yeah, 378. 59 homers, 171 RBIs, and 177 runs scored. Now, just the kicks, since I'm in the mood. Since the kicks, let me give you Garrick. And this is another guy that some of these guys somehow forget. What year you want me to start with Garrick? Who, by the way, was one of the great football players, would have been an NFL player, that good, at Columbia. Let me give you Lou, the galloping, let me find him first. Garrick, G-E-H. Come on, Chris, spell the name right. R-E-R-I-G. Here's Garrick. First 5 years. Let me take a break. I'll come back and do Lou. We take a timeout. We continue. Mad Dog Unleashed.